Guys, if you want to be the most attractive version of yourself, then you need to understand this. Stop being so available. Yes, I know in the movies they teach you, drop everything for her, change who you are, please her and shower her with compliments, and she will love you forever. But fuck the movies. That is not reality. Girls are hardwired to chase. And what do people chase? Something they believe they cannot have, or something that's in high demand. Most problems guys have, if you're friend zoned, or you just can't get your crush, is that you are at her beck and call. You are way too available to her. You are being way too easy to get. This is telling her that she has you. If you want her to chase you, then you need to spark the feelings of desire. You have to inject two things, scarcity and social proof. The feelings that you're rare, and that you are in high demand. Look at Lamborghinis. Everybody wants one, because it's something almost nobody can get. Being desirable is something that's a challenge. That's something I'll help you become. Here are sneaky ways women will test a man's confidence. Sometimes women will say or do something, trying to see how confident you really are. This is how women determine your value. Most women want a man who's perceived as high value, and one test women will do on a date is teasing you to see if you get defensive. Non-confident guys are low-status men. If a woman teases his clothing, his drink, or his food, guys, you cannot get defensive. If she sees that she can throw you off your center just with one comment, then she will never be able to feel protected by you. Women are naturally hardwired to be attracted towards a man that can take care of her. So if she teases you on your clothing, let's say the jeans you're wearing, those jeans don't fit you very well, just misdirect it back onto her. I knew I saw you looking at my ass earlier. Thanks for confirming it for me. Do not emotionally react, and you will be her best option. Here is what to do when a girl looks at you. This may sound very obvious. Just look back. But I realized a lot of guys get nervous and don't know what to do. Most guys are afraid of getting rejected. But if she looks at you like this, first glances at you, then looks away, and a few seconds later she looks back, then she was checking you out. But here's what to do about it. If it happens once, simply hold eye contact with her and smirk. And after 2 seconds, simply look away. This is man to woman code indirectly saying, hey, I see you looking at me. And yes, I find you cute too. And if she does the glance 2 or 3 times, then that is the green light to approach her. Hey, I saw us make eye contact a few times. I thought I'd come introduce myself. That's more safe. But if you want to be more bold, hey, I saw you checking me out. I thought I'd make it easy and come say hi. Here is how to make them obsessed with you. Warning, this can be classified as manipulation, so do not use this on somebody who's showing full interest. Use it on somebody who's playing games, or if you're stuck in the friend zone. So if you can handle it, then let's move on. You are going to be sending mixed signals. In other words, you will be on and off with them. Basically, one day you act like you're super into them. They are perfect. They mean everything to you. But the next day you switch it up. Take hours to respond. If they call you, tell them you're busy, you'll call them right back. But do not call them back. Treat them almost like it doesn't matter. What you're invoking is the power of pain and pleasure. At one moment, they have the feeling you'd do anything for them. They feel like you're obsessed with them. They get comfortable with that feeling and they love it. But when you take it away, it will begin to make them crave that attention again. This will make them crazy about you. It's like giving them a tropical paradise, then dropping them in a dry desert. They'll begin to chase your attention again and slowly become obsessed. Here are tricks to starting and keeping a conversation going with anybody. A lot of guys fear being rejected by a girl, which makes them hold back in conversation. But if you know these simple conversation tricks, it will boost not only your confidence, but your ability to make anybody chase you. Something you've most likely noticed is that pickup lines do not work. If they did, every guy would be using them. But your goal when you meet somebody is to not make them uncomfortable. Let's say there's a group of girls. Because most people go out in groups, one of the best ways to go up and meet them is an opinion opener. I heard this one from Neil Strauss. Hey, let me get a quick opinion. I'm here with my friends over there, and we're having a discussion. A friend of mine's been dating this girl and he wants some advice, but I can only stay for a second because I have to leave soon. But he's been dating this girl for 3 months and is still friends with his ex-girlfriend. How do you feel about that? Now they're talking and don't want you to leave. When you open, make sure to always say, I have to leave soon. The first thing they're thinking is this: oh my god, what do they want? And it makes them more open to talking to you. Here are some signs that you might be a Sigma male. They are known as the rarest males on Earth, which makes them irresistible to women. We used to think there was only alpha and beta, where alphas are at the top, seeking dominance, and betas are at the bottom, seeking to follow. But Sigmas are almost like a cheat code. They are at the top with the alphas, but outside of the hierarchy. And one of the biggest signs you're a Sigma is that you love being alone, but you still value others. They are never more comfortable than when they are alone. They may be viewed as introverted and need time to think and reduce stress, because others act like energy vampires vampires. You value people close to you, but it may be difficult to establish relationships since they are most happy alone. Another sign that you're a Sigma male is if you treat everybody the same. Sigmas tend to reject the idea that you need to treat one person one way and another person a different way, which may cause some people to dislike you. The last sign is that Sigmas are silent. They normally don't talk about the little things happening in their life, and most likely are constantly in their head, which makes women naturally find them mysterious and attractive. Here are signs that she likes you, plus how to handle it. I don't want you to be that guy who had the biggest crush on somebody in school, but you were too scared to ask them out. Fast forward a decade, you run into her and she says this. You wouldn't believe it, but I had the biggest crush on you in school. Ouch. Girls won't come out and tell you they like you. They will hint at it through subtle signs. And the first sign she's crushing on you is if their pupils dilate when you're talking to them. It has been studied that when somebody is attracted to you, their pupils will dilate when they look at you. If you see this happening, glance from her eyes to her lips and then back up to her eyes about 2 times. This will make her subconsciously think about kissing you. The second sign, when a girl really likes a guy, she will throw obvious compliments in there, almost like she's simping for you. You have really pretty eyes. All you have to say is this. Gosh, if I didn't know better, I'd say you're hitting on me. The third sign is if she's shy around you. She might not talk a lot. That's when you say this. I love how flustered you get around me. Why don't you just get it over with and ask me out already? Here are some simple tricks to use to see if somebody is lying to you. These tricks come from former CIA and FBI agents. They said the face will betray the deceiver's true emotions, cracking briefly and allowing true emotion to leak out. Basically, you can't monitor or completely control what's going on in your facial expressions, because some muscles only activate when you are feeling genuine emotion. It means they may be trying to conceal something, but that's not even the craziest thing they said. They said that touching the face has a calming effect for the brain when it's under stress. When someone is about to lie, they will go into a fight or flight state, which gives the limbs extra energy. In order to work off that energy, many times they will fidget with their legs or hands, or bring their hands up to their face, which means that when somebody is getting closer to the real truth, or they are getting close to catching somebody in a lie, the more adrenaline the liar will create, and the more actively they'll try to work it off through fidgeting. Here is one body language secret that automatically shows if someone is attracted to you. The first time I ever heard this was from RSD Tyler, the pickup artist. When I first heard this, I was like, no way, there's no way that's true. But the explanation for it is that it's evolutionary. Basically, it happens subconsciously, and hardly anyone knows about this little secret. When I went out and actually tried this, I couldn't believe it. I realized that people are actually doing this. So when you are talking to somebody, let's say they tell you about something really cool or some big achievement, you go for the high five, and when you actually high five them, both of your fingers curl together, almost like you're holding hands. What I found about the theories behind this is that holding hands are a visual representation that somebody feels a connection. Basically, it means closeness, which makes it the perfect opportunity to physically escalate. Take their hand and spin them around. Go 2 steps forward and 1 step back. By the end of the night, they will be hooked on you. Here is one simple flirting trick that will make them chase you. This can be classified as manipulation, so if you can handle that, then let's move on. This trick is known as the barrier, where you put a reason between you two as to why you two could never be together. Think of Romeo and Juliet. Their two families hated each other, which means they could never work out. But did that stop them? Fuck no. It made them want each other 10 times harder. But here's how to actually use the barrier to make them want you 10 times harder. Let's say you're flirting with a girl, and she says something like this: we're gonna fight. You can pull out the oldest line in the book. You know why we'd never work out? Because you'd always want to fight, and I would always win. Let's say you two are working together, and she's flirting with you. Listen, you're perfect. You're amazing. But you know that we can't be together. You put a reason between you two for why you guys cannot work out, and suddenly she becomes attracted, because most guys could never do that, and now you're a challenge to her. Here is one small habit that can make your crush dislike you. This is a problem most guys are facing, and they don't even know they're doing it. It is asking too many small questions. On a date or just in a regular conversation. Where did you go to school? What's your favorite color? What's your major? But what is this doing psychologically? Asking too many small questions is putting a lot of pressure on the other person. Conversations should be effortless, but asking too many small questions is known as interview mode. This makes them feel like they're being interrogated. Remember, pain and pleasure. People tend to move away from discomfort, also known as pain, and they naturally move towards pleasure. You want to be her pleasure. Instead of asking too many questions, use statements and assumptions. Instead of asking her where she grew up, say this: I feel like you grew up in the Midwest. Instead of asking them what they do for work, you seem like you're a nurse. You have this very caring vibe about you. Now they're associating positive emotions to you, which will make them chase you.